sorry guys, I'm having some issues with my audio. I don't know why. Like, you guys can hear the music and it's playing, but I can't hear it. It's not playing in these headphones. Get rid of that. Like, there's no sound coming out of the headphones, but it's detected on there. I don't know what that's about, but to be honest, I probably am better off not hearing the music because I need to focus. So, roll with it, I guess. Guys, if the audio needs adjusting or changing, do let me know. Let's get straight into this. So, if I get my display capture up, that's today's QOTD. Of course, whoever can tell me who said that, you win a shout out. I'm using my normal playlist, so I don't think I've actually got this credited in the description. I need to add it in. But yeah, it's just my random music mix for Debate Direct streams, because, you know, if there isn't music playing in the background, it sounds empty, and it's, nah, you don't want that. So anyways, I just want to fix this up real quick. I think I last used it here. Here we go. No, that's not right. This one, maybe. I'm not sure. It feels so weird not being able to hear the music, honestly. It feels so weird. But that is the music credits, guys. Sorry, I didn't come here fully prepared. There we go. Boom. Okay, so you guys, I think a lot of you are actually wondering what the heck is going on because you don't know what today's topic is. I think there's been a bit of an imbalance with Debate Direct because in terms of, in terms of content that I've done and content that is yet to be done and it's kind of still only a plan and not an actual stream yet, there's too much FNAF Debate Direct. It's not balanced. FNAF is one of my favourite games. It definitely deserves a big spot. But like, we've had 2 FNAF Debate Directs in a row, plus 2 more from a while back before that. And the merch thing did a little bit of FNAF, I think. And it's kind of just, there's loads more FNAF stuff in Debate Direct, like it's just not balanced. So, today's going to be something completely different. Ready? Debate Direct is back. Yes, you guys voted. It was Minecraft and Debate Direct. They were equal, so Minecraft's coming in next Sunday. Nice little bill, thank you. Yes, Miss Jasmine. X was in it, X-ray. Turn the music down, turn the mic up. Yeah, oh god, yeah, the music's really loud, what the heck? No, my mic should be louder than the music. There we go, is that better? I mean, let me hear it for myself. I can't even hear the music, it's playing. God, yeah, sorry guys, I didn't read chat soon. Turn the music down. I'm sorry. I'm still waiting for the stream to catch up so I can hear it. I don't know, how quiet should it be? I don't know why the music was all the way up. I can't remember why I did that. Again, I can't hear it. It feels really weird. I think that's good. I think that's good. Sorry, guys. It's taking a while to set up. If that's all good, yeah. Sorry. Again, I can't hear it. It feels so weird. I want to fix it, but I don't know how. I just paused the music because I don't know why it's not working. Like, I've configured it. It's on the right, like, item, but it won't actually play. So, I am deaf, but I can see the bars here, and I think we're all good. So, let's finally get this done. I am good, DJ. I have had a weird day because I've been, I don't know, it's not like top secret, but like, there's not really a lot to say. I've kind of, because I've had more time than holidays, I've been like working on like new skills and stuff, and they might end up being shown the Discord or the stream, so I'm keeping it a surprise. This is today's QOTD, guys. If you can tell me who said this quote, you win the shout out. Now, you might be wondering, what on earth is the political compass test? Well, no, that. If I just go to this, thepoliticalcompass.org, I'm going to read out kind of their description of it. Hello. Wakey wakey. Welcome. It's timely to stress that the political compass has been on the internet since 2001. If this looks like a page of a web page from 2001, guys, it's because it is from 2001. Look at the formatting and stuff. They never updated it. The uniqueness of our take on politics is reflected in the gratifyingly enthusiastic reviews we've enjoyed in the national media of many countries from our earliest years, as well as from many teachers and academics who continue to use our work. Read more about our work here. I'm not going to bother checking all the links. This website's and loads of stuff, but the Political Compass, this is just news and stuff. What we want to do is take the test. You might be wondering still, what is the test? There's supposed to be a description, I swear. There's like an about. I thought they had an about. Was it here? Oh, I'm going to read this. So, about the Political Compass. I'm pretty sure this is it. The enduring appeal of the Political Compass lies in its universality and the fact that it's neither a fly-by-night election time survey nor a shallow personality test. Our test profiles political personalities applicable to all democracies. Our expanding range of features enables you to compare the politics of different countries and political figures, past and present. Here's a brief video introduction now. I'm not going to watch this now, but you guys can check this out for yourself. I'm going to put the link in the description. You can just type /about. I'm gonna put the link to the take the test yourself. There you go. So if you want to do this yourself, the link is now in the description. You might need to refresh the page to update that, but it should all be there. Again, I actually can't hear this anyway, which is stupid. It's annoying. I wish I could hear it. I don't like that. But our essential point, they say, is that left and right, although far from obsolete, are essentially a measure of economics. As political establishments adopt neither enthusiastically or reluctantly the prevailing economic orthodoxy, the neoliberal strain of capitalism, the left-right division between mainstream parties becomes increasingly blurred. Instead, party differences tend to be more about identity issues. In the narrowing debate, our social scale is more crucial than ever, and I think this is very much true to this day. We're indebted to people like Wilhelm Reich, Hans Eysenck, and Theodor Adorno for their groundbreaking work in this field. We believe that, in the age of diminishing ideology, the Political Compass helps a new generation in particular to get a better idea of where they stand politically, and the sort of political company they keep. A key source of revenue has been from the copyright license of images, appearing in a number of education books, okay, blah blah. I don't care. Our weakest point is commercialism, so it was always inevitable that others with those skills would tinker around the edges of our basic concept, and even our name, and repackage it as a national issues-based tool for commercial sponsorship for a few weeks during those national elections, or perhaps simply yet as another of those fun internet personality tests, or maybe just for 5 minutes of Facebook fame, with a source of almost invariably unacknowledged. The Political Compass continues to offer something more substantial all year round, and we look forward to keep our hundreds of thousands of visitors stimulated for years to come. Well, you can't deny how egotistical the person writing this was, but you also can't deny that actually, they're right. This test is huge. It has gone on and on for years, and it's still relevant to this day. Basically, they have a left-right scale of economics on the y-axis, but on the x-axis, so across left-right economics, but on the y, it's authoritarianism versus libertarianism. It's like your social beliefs. And I wanted to do this because I've done it 3 times already, and every time I got different results, because it was like, you know, throughout my childhood growing up, and I changed quite a bit. I matured and understood more and more about politics. I moved away from the centre. And I'm curious to see where I end up on here. Now, I'm not, you can joke all you like. I'm hopefully not going to end up like, one of these fellas on here. One of them extremes. But this is the test, and it's quite big, so I don't think I'm going to finish it today. But if you want to see the start and kind of discuss all of these with me, leave a like. It'll get interesting. Alright, anyway, how's chat doing? Matt was curious about mod making, so I made my new mod with him watching. Oh, don't spoil Rick. I might have said I was kind of curious if I could make mods of UCM myself, because we mentioned this ages ago. I've got a numpad now, and Elite Robo pointing this out, but like, not confirming anything, guys. Like, he showed me, and it's actually very, very difficult. It is way more difficult than I thought it would be. And yeah. Also, what? Rick making a mod? Yeah, guys, like, sorry to deviate for a second, but, yes, we will also get onto this. Where is it? Yes, Eggs posting that very good, even though we already talked about it. It was up here. Where is it? Yeah, oh, guys, I don't know, Rick's doing a mod? Rick's doing a mod, I had no idea. I also want to mention, of course, this, but I will come back to this at the end of the stream. We're ending slightly early today, fellas. Anyway, let's focus. We're over 10 minutes in, we haven't even started. So, before taking the test, please note this isn't a survey, and these aren't questions. They're propositions. To question the logic of the individual ones that irritate you... Wait, what? To question the logic of individual ones that irritate you is to miss the point. Some propositions are extreme, and some are moderate. That's how we can show whether you lean towards extremism or moderation on the compass. Your responses should not be overthought. Some of them are intentionally vague. Their purpose is to trigger reactions in the mind, measuring feelings and prejudices rather than detailed opinions on policy. Again, this kind of leans more towards personality test than like, do you agree to this policy, do you agree to that, because you can put them under kind of like banners. It is a very complicated thing, and it's probably not perfect. There's probably a lot of things that could be revised to improve this, judging by how much detail they're going into like what it can't do. But it just goes to show how much thought the creators put into this as well, that actually they've identified these weaknesses and they're clarifying. It's very, very specific and clever. It's good. You're welcome, Rick. If you win the QOT, you get a double plug. But anyways, just a few propositions to start with concerning no less how you see the country and the world. Again, there's 6 pages. Each one takes a while. I think we'll get 2 or 3 done today. We will see. And feel free to give me your opinion, guys. I'm going to just put in my opinion and explain that, but feel free to contend that or agree with it. I'd be really interested to hear what you think. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. Again, like, you know, how do you interpret humanity? It's a very broad term, but I'm going to put strongly agree, because the way I interpret this is that globalization is there are both positives and negatives for it, but I'm strongly for it because I just think it's better. It promotes... Wait, why is my computer muted? Oh, my headphones were muted. Guys, I don't know if you can see this. Hang on, let me just grab this. Right, this thing was down here. This is why I couldn't hear anything. Even though it's playing on the system and everything, you've been able to hear it the whole time. I only have it here. Like, it was muted there. That's so weird. I don't understand how my computer's working. But I'm not going to question it. We're going to... Sorry, I hate to keep, like, deviating, but, like, I think I sorted that out. Sorry. Okay, let's move on. If economic globalization is inevitable, which it definitely is, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. The interest of transnational corporations is one thing and one thing only: profit. And that profit usually comes at social costs. And I think humanity's inclusive and includes everyone. Globalization should be to help everyone because it has created more competition and specialization and so on and so forth economically, and connected countries together. And although, you know, culture clashes lead to conflict historically, the whole point of humanity is to, you know, move on and be something better. The point I'm saying is that I just think it's a moral thing. Transnational corporations are obviously a part of that, and transnational corporations should be making a profit so they can, you know, make economies work and so on and so forth, but, like, humanity is definitely more important. Yeah, transnational corporations have a thing about greed, I find. So I strongly agree with that one. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Strongly disagree. This is good, because it's fundamental stuff. I, personally, fundamentally... I don't know how to describe it. I think anti-nationalist is a bit of an extreme, weird term to put it, but, like, I don't believe in nationalism of any kind. I don't believe that a country's stereotype or a country's political beliefs in any way reflects the individual, because individuals are so much more complicated and so much more diverse. And I, as an individual, I don't get hung up on it because it's the same for every country, but I am honestly ashamed of this country. Like, not just in the present, like, oh, I don't like Johnson, although actually he is, he's something. You know, this country's done all kinds of things which I, you know, disagree with. And actually, I think, you know, jingoistic, nationalistic sentiment is always misplaced. Because it's this whole ideology of, oh, I'm better than everyone else because I'm me. And there's just no basis for that. And let's not forget, Britain's the country that, dominated the world with its empire, which, although great economically in some aspects, you have to admit, resulted in massive losses and death, especially of other races as a direct result of racism. The Aboriginals in Australia, the Indians, all that kind of stuff. And Native Americans as well, not Red Indians. Red Indians is a fallacy, I don't know where that came from, but they're Native Americans, and all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of worried I sound like a preachy libtard right now. If I do, forgive me, but this is genuinely what I think. I just don't think countries reflect me as an individual at all. And no, if a country's doing something wrong, I'm not going to support it. I'm going to question it, because if there's anything important in life, it's morals. That's what's so important in politics. That whatever you do is moral, and there's a sound basis for it. Economics as well. Are you afraid of coronavirus? No. I've been ill so often, so many times, I don't even care. And actually, the only reason it's being treated as a global pandemic is because it is really contagious. It's not even that harmful. Plus, I get time off school at home, so I've got more time for shit like this. Isn't that great? Come on. Not that I'm not working on school. Actually, I got a massive dump of school there. I spent 5 hours doing a history task that was supposed to take 2 hours, and God, it was... I love history, but it was tedious. It bothered me how long it took, and I was like, oh... It's because, I've taken my foot off the pedal on Monday because I had no lessons, no work, nothing. And yeah, it hurts. Livy, hello! I just wanted to say, you haven't missed much. A lot of me just sorting out my audio and technical stuff. I'm doing the political compass test. Go back if you want to know what that is. By the way, I watched your Spyro the Dragon video as well as the FNAF one. I know you disabled comments, but I just wanted to say, for a first video, very good. I'll message you on Discord. We should talk more often, because I finally got around to watching your YouTube videos. Yeah. You know what? If you can get the QOTD, you can tell me who said the quote, you can win a shout. Anyways, no one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Strongly agree. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. It follows up what I was saying before. If I could choose, I'd probably go with, assuming it was an informed decision, probably the Netherlands somewhere. Because their social democratic history, I think, is something to be proud of politically, I think. I like the way they deal with stuff. The way their economy works, and it's flawed in places, but no, it's perfect. It's definitely better than the USA by miles, and obviously it's in Europe. The other one would be Germany, but Germany's a bit conflicted. I want to make sure it's West Germany, not East Germany. Our race. I know some of them are extreme, as I said, propositions for the sake of seeing it, but I can't help but laugh. Because this thing takes itself so seriously. It's very, I am the political compass. I know what's up. It comes out of this. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. I can't take it seriously. I cannot take it seriously. And I strongly disagree. Human races, other than skin color, what's the difference? It's not really... I could say a fundamental biological difference, but that would be really controversial and probably get people attacking me, so I'm not going to say it. Let's just say there's a certain race which, as a result of hundreds of years of hard labour, has developed generally in a certain way that us Caucasians generally don't have. That sounded dodgy, didn't it? Oh, gosh. Look, this is bullshit. Racism can fuck off. There is no superiority or inferiority of races. Just... Do I need to... It's such just common sense. Races, it's... You've got a different skin colour. That's it. Cool. Great. This was day 3 of online school, eh? No. There aren't any Chinese sneezing near me anyways. Also, that's racist. Stop that. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'm going to say disagree, because not necessarily. Perfect case in point, the end of World War II. You had Britain, Russia, and the USA winning the war against the Nazis. It was just them left. Everywhere in Europe had been conquered by Hitler. And yet, less than 5 years later, you've got the USA and Russia, with Britain kind of picking in the middle, leading towards the USA, during the Cold War and fighting over with the arms race, the space race, and kind of the general, ideological tensions and paranoia. You could argue that the Cold War started in 1917, because that's when the Bolsheviks took power in Russia and the United Soviet Socialist Republic actually started. And communism is fundamentally opposed to capitalism, which has been the ideology of the USA since its very beginning. So, not necessarily. But, in a lot of cases, it may be so. For example, I'm trying to think of a good historical example here. The abolition of slavery in Britain only happened because the abolitionists, pro-slavery, became associated with the French, and the French were hated by the British. And it was only when the French started attacking the independent colony, the freed slaves, that was now Haiti. It was only when the French started fighting them to try and take the territory that the British suddenly became pro-abolition rather than anti-abolition. Before that, William Wordsworth and all his mates didn't really get any support. So, yeah, in that case, the enemy of many is, my friend, definitely applied, because suddenly the British were siding with them and letting that bill pass through Parliament will abolish slavery because it's anti-French. What can I say? It's just history, man. It's weird. Yes. Do you guys have any input for this? Because I'm seeing a lot of chat, but, tell me your innermost, deepest thoughts if you want, because I'd love to see some people try and contend. We can have a little debate. That'd be really good. Just don't be mean, guys. Don't be mean. Because that's not cool. Yes, DJ. Fred guy just laughing over here. But I'm just going to keep moving. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. I'm not sure, because it's a bit vague. I'm thinking, say, for example, chemical weapons. Those are banned by international law. You are not allowed to use mustard gas since the end of World War I. It was banned, alright? Is there any scenario where that would justify its use? I'm trying to think, if there were, terrorists were causing trouble in, Israel or whatever, would you gas them? I mean, okay, no, I don't know, that's not a good example. I'm not really sure. I can't think of a case where that would be justified, so I'm inclined to say disagree. I get exceptions, but I'm fundamentally opposed to military action. I'm not a pacifist, because pure pacifism is impossible, and it's far too idealistic. I think if we didn't take strong military action in World War II, the world would have ended, and we would all be Nazis. Or not born. And actually, World War II only ended because of the nuclear weapon. If Hiroshima and Nagasaki hadn't been nuked, if all of those Japanese people hadn't been massacred, World War II would not have ended. At least on the short term, there were probably other reasons that it could have ended alternatively, but that was the main obvious reason. The Japanese surrendered after 2 nuclear detonations. And I think the threat of that, as well as the strength of the American forces joining the British in Europe, managed to take back the Nazis. I can't remember all the details, but I know that's how Japan surrendered, and that was the end of World War II. So, I can't think of an example. But to be honest, I think ideologically, I would just be always find the alternative. Military action should be the very last thing. And defying international law, I mean, that's a really small bracket. There's loads of military action you can do which doesn't break international law. I feel like I should talk about Tony Blair because he's a war criminal. I don't know. Is he a war criminal? He hasn't been put on trial, but he probably should have been, according to some. I feel like I don't know enough about that. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. Today's hydration's extra special, right? Mum was like, do you want some squash? And I was like, sure, I'll have anything. Squash, lemonade. And she was like, oh, I've already poured you squash. And then we both looked at the lemonade, and we had this kind of moment of and she just put in lemonade instead of water. So this is squash with lemonade instead of water. It's really strong, and I love it. It's good stuff. Anyways, I'm glad to see you all here. We've got Rick, Fred, DJ, Olivia, and... Well, we've got both Olivias. We've got Livy, and we've got Livy Paget Kant, and we've got Olivia... I'm not going to say your last name, because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that. Privacy. Yeah. But yeah, obviously, that Olivia is Livy, and the other Olivia is just Obibia, Olive Child. And even your profile pictures look similar from a distance. They're all kind of grey coloured. Heck, I don't really look at the profile picture. Whatever. Nah. Anyways, last question for the first page on how I see the country and the world. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. No. What's there to be worried about? What is worrying by fusing information and entertainment? I do vaguely remember these. I've done these enough times now, but I don't see any kind of fusion of information and entertainment worrying. In fact, I am a perpetrator of said fusion, because what you are watching right now is a fusion of information, politics, economics, teaching, and entertainment. Me being a dumbass. Brolivia. Yes, Brolivia. So, Brolivia. So yeah, I don't think there's anything worrying. I think the fusion exists, but it's not worrying. So I strongly disagree. Does that make sense? Or should that just be regular disagree? I'm gonna put strongly disagree. I think this sounds like it's been written by like an old Etonian who's still stuck in the 19th century. Anyway, next page. If you guys want to do any discussion before I move on to the next page, go ahead. You've got 12 seconds, because that's how long the delay is. And, you know, you've already had a few seconds, because this is taking ages to load for some reason. I don't know. Oh, right. Oh, hang on. I didn't go out to the game screen. Hold on. Sorry, display. This website is under heavy load. We're sorry, too many people are accessing this website at the same time. We're working on this problem. Please try again later. Bruh. Like, there are already that many people doing the test right now? Oh, I made it. I made it to page 2, but I don't know if it's saved to page 1. I'm gonna go back. Okay, I think it saved everything. Yeah, anyway, yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Test page 2 now. The economy. We're talking attitudes here, not the FTC index. I've studied economics for 2 years, and I'm going to be honest, guys, I'm still very bad at it. I suck at economics. I don't know if I'm going to get the grade that I need to go into uni this year. There's a lot of it up in the air, but supreme military power doesn't sound great. I agree, Rick. Like, I like nuclear weapons, honestly, because despite the havoc and the people they've killed, they ended World War II, and they've actually endured somewhat tense at times, albeit, but like a world peace. Like, because nuclear weapons can destroy humanity, they're never going to get used, according to mutually assured destruction theory. The only thing I'm worried about is that people are getting more and more stupid. So, I'm just memeing, but like, if someone's stupid enough to press the button, everyone's going to press the button, and then humanity will end. Boom, we're gone. No more life. And I don't want to die, personally, because it's the unknown. I don't know what's beyond it. Chances are it's not any better than what we've got now. It might be, but if that's the case, it's fine, because I can wait. Excuse me. I need a drink. Oh, this is really strong stuff. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I've started feeling ill, and my brother might have coronavirus. I think it's something else because he got over it really quickly, but my dad says it's different for everyone, so the symptoms matched. Sorry. Okay. Economic attitudes. Let's go. People are ultimately more divided by class than nationality. People are ultimately divided more by class than nationality. I strongly agree, and I can evidence this. The thing is, as a historian, like, I find examples all over the place. I've been studying the British Empire recently, which is good. But yeah, I just think the difference between the rich and the poor is universal, but national differences are more subject to change. France and Britain hated each other for centuries for purely stupid ideological territorial reasons. Since the World Wars, we've been quite close. Again, both part of the Allies, both, conservative democratic nations throughout the 20th century. Oh, Max Johnson Young. Just when I wanted you, dude. With your radical political beliefs. If I've got time, I'll respond to that at the end. And question: is feudalism the best economic system? Change it to a question because that's interesting. Yeah, but I was saying and the USA and Britain. Originally they were a colony that we weren't treating well, and taxation without representation and all that stuff, and they rebelled, and we were literally at war. And yeah, I think the USA and the UK have the tightest relationship in the world economy right now. But the difference between rich and poor doesn't matter. The rich sultans who were talking with the rich members of the British Empire, or the African slave traders, the chieftains who sold their people for money and supplies to the British, they were on eye level. Even though they were completely different in nationality, and all the Africans were regarded as nothing more than savages by many of the British. That's a class difference in the modern context. Not saying I'm a Marxist, but people come together against a common evil, I think, and that common evil is the bourgeoisie. I have to tell it how it is, guys. It's all about money. People get jealous of people with more money. And nationality is, with increasing globalization as well, nationality is less and less important. I think nationality is more subject to change. Class will never change because rich people are greedy, as a rule. Not all of them. Some of them are great. Some of them donate loads of charity and all kinds of stuff. But you know what I'm talking about. The transnational corporation owners. Man. Yeah, fair enough, Rick. Just sit down and enjoy the ride if you haven't got much to say. It's fine. You might learn something. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Now, that's a tough one, because they're both equally important, I find. I'm in the middle of the road, because inflation, for those of you who don't know, obviously inflation's how much money decreases in value. It should, a good constant to be at is 2%, because obviously your economy grows to compensate for that. If it's above 2%, you're too much inflation. If it's below, you're deflating, and it's no, it's disinflation, and if it's below 0, you're deflating. That's bad, as a rule. It depends. Again, economics is very complicated. Different stuff works for different countries at different times. But unemployment, obviously, if people aren't employed, that's a problem for productivity and prices and all kinds of stuff. So, If the unemployed receive an income that is enough to sustain them without a job, then I would go inflation. But no one does that except Scandinavia, because they're enlightened. Plus, my country alone has loads of debt. We just paid off World War One. World War Two's not going to be paid off within the next 3 or 4 generations, lifetimes. I think it's it's so much debt. The unemployment. I'm trying to think, because let's just say, ceteris paribus, you've got inflation. That's bad. But I think it's more easily fixed than unemployment. Unemployment I find more complicated. I've actually got revision notes up here about all this stuff, and I do have all the theory on them. But my opinion, it's really tough. Guys, help me out here. What would you go with? Which do you think is more important, controlling inflation or controlling unemployment? Because I can't decide. I'm going to come back to this one, so please help me out in chat. Money is the root of all evil. Do you mean root? DJ, do you mean root? Because, I guess the other one kind of works. I'm not sure. I don't think it's the root of all evil. I think money can lead to a corruption, but it's not the root of all evil. And that's a bit extreme. Anyways, next question. Statements. Thing, I forget the word. Then we have 8 viewers, by the way. Thanks for joining, everybody. Hi. Leave a like if you're enjoying. We're halfway through. Max, you're a psychopath. Fucking hell. Unemployment? Yeah, I'm going to go unemployment, but it's a very slight thing. It's marginal. Where is it? Agree. Inflation is more important than unemployment, but disagree. Unemployment over inflation. It's hard. You need them both in check, to be honest. You can't have a functioning economy with both out of check. But yeah. That actually, hang on, Max. What you said doesn't even make sense. If you cut homeless people in half, unemployment won't vanish. Homelessness will vanish. if you cut all unemployed people in half, unemployment vanish. You need a... Dude, not only is that psychopathic, but that's also kind of, not even correct. Bruh. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Absolutely. It has been tested time and time and time again. When will humanity learn? Corporations only want one thing, it's profit. But if you want to stop them exploiting literally everyone else, governments and consumers alike, you're going to have to regulate them. Specifically for environmental purposes, because everyone loses out, including themselves, if the environment's screwed. Case in point, Shell. I can't remember, but we studied a case study. We did a case example in geography a while back, and it was about like how their oil was creating massive pollution in Nigeria. It was not just Nigeria, but I think that was the main one. There were several African countries, and yeah, how that was obviously upsetting the ecosystem and making it hard to breathe. Look at Hong Kong, guys. It's a trading center. It's one of the British Empire's most successful what do you call them, entrepots. I literally learned about this last lesson yesterday, which is like a free trading thing, and now it's like its own independent state, just nice, self-governing, but like the amount of pollution. Anthony Horowitz coined it necropolis, which means death city in Latin, because of the smog. And that's from all kinds of stuff, traffic and factories, I think acid rain, guys, I don't think I need to explain. Also, because I can't remember loads of examples off the top of my head, forgive me, I didn't do, revision for this, I had no idea these questions were coming up, but, they absolutely need regulation. It's just the nature of corporations. Literally, I saw a business diagram, and what they teach in school is that economic objectives come before legal, both of which come before, ethical, and both of which come before philanthropic, which is mental. You'd think ethical and legal would be, first, but no. Not necessarily, Max. The people creating regulations may or may not be in cahoots with the corporations, but I kind of doubt it. It kind of depends. If we talk in the USA, abso-fucking-lutely. Trump would be all for, pure capitalism, I'm sure. Although he's been quite protectionist, actually, with China, but he's had to. Long story. I don't know what the emojis you guys are putting in for, but... Homeless people by 2025. Oh, they got quartered by Fred Guy's sad face. That's how much they've been cut down. Damn. Anyways. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. AKA meritocracy. The more you work and the more you can do, the more rewards you get. And I strongly disagree. Why? Because it's not an even playing field. Some people's ability in whatever it may be, school or a certain workplace or a career, will be hindered by physical disabilities, mental disabilities, and it might actually be that someone's just, not got certain skills. It's like if you took a load of different animals. There's this great poster in one of my classes, tell different animals. You got a fish, a tiger, a squirrel, a giraffe, and an octopus. A load of random different animals, and you said, I'm going to measure your, how good you are as an animal by how much ability you have to climb this tree. Well, first of all, the fish isn't even going to get out of the fish bowl, and the squirrel's going to ace the others because it's adapted for that. It's not an even playing field with people either. People have all kinds of different skills, and people who don't have certain abilities, take the extreme example, someone who is mentally and physically disabled to the point of being useless to the economy, you've got to provide for them. I'm not saying you should just cull them. Admittedly, if someone was absolutely useless and was suffering with their life, I would probably honestly just pull the plug and do everybody a favour and stop spending the NHS money, but that's an extreme example. Meritocracy only works to an extent. I can see it working in certain workplaces, specifically to a job. It's if you spend more hours here, you're getting paid overtime. Great. But if someone, doesn't have legs and, but if someone's only got one hand and they're working in retail, lifting boxes and stuff, you shouldn't pay them less because they've got a harder job. They're at a disability. It's not even playing ground. Anyway, I hope I've explained that clearly. Gosh, heck. God damn it, Fred, man. God damn it, Fred, man. Why you doing this? Why you doing this to me, Fred, man? Anyway, we have 9 viewers. People really love Debate Directs. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I really appreciate that. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. The hydration, guys. I believe in free hydration. I will campaign for free hydration for all. All my beliefs are neoliberal, except for hydration. That's communist. Honestly, strongly agree. I think it is sad that necessities are bottled and branded consumer products, because they shouldn't be. No. Max, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Oxygen should be a branded, bottled project. You mean product? Not to spell. Fucking hell. There was a Doctor Who episode about this called Oxygen. And, yeah, it was basically about the evils of capitalism, and it was so well made. It was amazing. You guys should check it out. The Doctor turns blind. It's a wild story arc. Necessities shouldn't be consumer products, because everyone needs them to live. If you have to pay to be alive, poor people are just going to die. Or, you know, more likely just about stay alive and live in, you know, disgusting poverty. Like, how can you... Why... It's just, a necessity should be equally available to everyone. That's just common sense, right? There's no point in, you know, privatizing or even just like, you know, making a product of something like drinking water. But it is what it is. I guess it's not really a problem if it's affordable. Like, you know, I could buy a bottle of water, you know, every day or two probably if I had like the right income. But like, that's the thing, you know, some people just don't have money, and, you know, they just die, and it's sad. It's a waste of humanity. And life is good, ultimately. Life is a good thing. But, yeah, it's a necessity. I'm trying to get behind Max's viewpoint, because he's going with, like, the exact opposite of what I'm thinking for all of these, and I'm like, how can you think that? How would making everything a product be a good thing? That would be a terrible thing. Where in fact, you know, consumerism's already gone way too far. But it's not really possible to reverse it. There's gonna have to be some kind of revolution. I don't know. Yeah. Yes, Rick. Happy birthday, Fred. We'll come to that. All right, we'll get to that. So, land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I'm a bit more middle of the road for this one, because obviously I think, like, I get behind the idea of, you know, homes being a commodity to bought and sold. It's like, oh, you buy this piece of land with this house, bigger house, more money. That's fair, because that's a nicer house. But I think obviously the homeless should just be provided for. Guys, just clear out Buckingham Palace and fill up all those empty rooms with the, you know, requirements for a homeless hostel. It's simple. I don't know why no one's done it yet. The government should own all land. No. Maybe. Could that work? If the government owned all the land, so there's no question of private companies owning land. I'm going to put disagree, but only slight disagree for this, because I think private companies can and should be allowed to own land, so we've got the natural market mechanics of supply and demand. The government aren't doing things artificially. And, like, you know, there is competition, and it's like, you know, if you pay more money, you get nicer land, basically, in the form of, like, housing or whatever. It could be anything. But also, I think it should be regulated, and I'm talking about regulation of both consumers and producers. So if either one of them, like, buys loads of stuff or sells loads of stuff to try and destroy the market, then the government should intervene. And also, they should be regulated to make sure there's no, you know, illegal practices by default anyway. That's just common sense. You know, no collusion. No, you know, overpricing, whatever. So, I think land can be a commodity, but within limits. I don't think the government should own all of it, but I get behind what you're saying. No, the government would be a private company. I think you need to go study economics, dude, because those are two completely different things. If the government's a private company, then it's not a government, it's a private company. I'm sorry, but are you retarded or something? Because that doesn't make sense. I wouldn't agree with the government owning land. I get that, like, they could distribute it out, but I fear that would be a bit too communistic. And they might give more land to, you know, themselves. Because everybody is greedy and selfish, apparently. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. I don't know what it means by that. Also, I'm checking how many questions. Guys, I don't think we're going to finish this page. I don't think we're going to finish this page by the end of the stream, so this is going to be the last question I do. I'm just checking out if I've ticked all of these. I can save this. I can, like, just start over a new session later on and just check the same ones. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Who are they talking about there? Who manipulates money? I don't get it. Criminals? Obviously. I'm confused. Manipulate money? I don't understand what they're saying, guys. Bruh. Okay, Max, but why? I mean, you achieved that, I guess. Was possible. I don't understand what this question means. What? People, I need to understand this. People who simply manipulate money, like who? Who is that? You can't just magic money. What does it mean? Oh, is this... Oh, someone's made a thread about the exact question. I don't understand what it means, though. Yes, but with reservations. I'm so confused. I'm confused. I don't understand what it means by people just manipulating money. How do you manipulate money? I genuinely don't understand this question, guys. I'm just gonna look up the meaning because that thread existed. I'm just gonna put meaning question mark. What's wrong with this question? Oh, is it poorly worded? The question isn't wrong so much as unclear. To answer it properly requires knowing the answer to two questions. What is meant by simply manipulate money? What evidence is there that many personal fortunes are made this way? Exactly. There's no context. This question is rubbish. I don't know how I answered it before. Again, it's been a while. I have no idea what it means. The Fed manipulates money all the time. It's quite possible that it means... The Fed? What's the Fed? Is that an American thing? It sounds American. Federal Reserve. Oh, so that's a nickname for the USA Central Bank. Okay. So the central bank manipulates money, whatever that means. Some might consider the job of a stock trader or banker to... Oh, I get it. It's when you're investing. And people who work in banks. Of course, that makes sense now. Okay, that's what they mean by manipulate money. Because what they do... I can't really describe it. They do things with numbers. I don't know. But they manipulate money. That sounds right. If that's what's being referred to in this question, let's assume it is, because I don't know. It's a wonderful thing that such people are making personal fortunes. Of course, stock trading is far from simple and involves more than just manipulating money, but the kinds of people who ask the types of questions often don't see it that way. The part about contributing to society is quite simply irrelevant. I'm so confused. So, okay, I know what it means by manipulating money. That's what I was confused about. So, it's regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. I still don't get it. I'm not sure if that is a good or a bad thing. People who work in the bank don't make personal fortunes. That's not their job. If they are, that's illegal. If it's like stock traders and stuff, well, they're contributing to the economy. I guess they don't need to contribute to society. I don't know. I think the whole idea of like not having a job and just making money off investments, not only is incredibly risky, but yeah, I get that they're not contributing anything because they're not doing a service. They're not building or growing something to help the economy or society. I guess that's regrettable. I'm not really sure what they're getting at, but I'm going to put disagree. No, agree. Okay, let's really simplify it, right? The person who said this, whatever they mean specifically, is that generally the ideology is it's a shame that they're making money and not contributing to society. I get that, but I also get like sometimes it's fine. I'm not really sure on the specifics, but you know what? That's enough. My brain is fried. I am going to leave this here for now because I don't have time to finish this page, but there's loads more going with the economics. So we'll continue this in another Debate Direct. It might be the next one. It might be 5 episodes down. To be honest, I want to do it soon, so I'll probably make it the next one. That is all for now, guys. So if anyone would like to guess the QOTD, who said if you want to have the final say in an argument, just tell your opponent, I suppose you're right. I'll give you a clue. It is a British Prime Minister. That is my clue, because no one's even attempted it. That's my clue. It's a British Prime Minister. Which one? Which time period? Not telling you. I'm going to type up the quote so I've got it right. If you want to have the final say in an argument, say in an argument, hang on. Just tell your opponent, I suppose you're right. It is not David Cameron. Come on, we can aim higher than that. It's not fucking Cameron. Oliver Cromwell said it is 1, 2, 3 radio broadcast. No, I don't think he did. I really don't think he did. That is absolutely not the right answer. There we go. Okay, it's ready. Not Theresa May. God, do you guys study history or something? Do you not study history? That's fair enough. You gotta go historical. Nothing that has come out of the mouth of any prime minister since 2010 has really been worthy of mention. Nothing. You just can't convince me otherwise. Like, don't even know. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. We're really running out of time, guys, so I'm just going to reveal the answer in 2 minutes. Before I do, I'm going to hide the answer, and I'm going to go onto the game screen. Hello. Oh, hang on. Okay, I'm being very careful to not accidentally reveal. You got it. I was just about to start the next thing, but no. Max, you have won the shout out. It is Churchill, guys. Winston Churchill once said, if you want to have the final say in an argument, just tell your opponents, I suppose you're right. I don't know if that's even a slightly good impression, but I know he's like, pretty posh British man. He was, yeah. Regardless of your personal opinion, Winston Churchill, he is an interesting Prime Minister. And yeah, Max Johnson Young, you've won the shout out, so whatever you want me to put in the description, just post it. Like, it'll link to your whatever account, or I'll just do a YouTube page if nothing else. Yeah, you've won the shout out. So, fellas, this is premiering in 2 minutes. I am actually doing a stream immediately before a premiere, and that's just the way it's panned out. I've been busy, guys. I meant to do this last night, but whatever. FNAF Last Time developer commentary. I want to give a massive shout out to Fred Guy, because he has allowed me the honor of hosting his developer commentary / interview / Q&A. He is basically going to be answering questions and just generally discussing loads of stuff to do with his FNAF games and whatnot. So please go check it out, support him. The link, I'm going to post the link in chat right now, so you can just go to what's being shown on screen. Go check this out. Go support Fred Guy. I'm going to put this on the page as well. Get ready, folks. It's starting soon, and it's over 1 hour long, so get comfy. This is about 1 hour and 7 minutes long, so yeah, there's a load of stuff in it. If you go to the description, first of all, I've got a description, loads of credits. Oh, hang on, I didn't add the timestamps. Oh, snap. Where are the timestamps? I had timestamps for like I can't remember. Oh, hang on, I accidentally I deleted it. Whoa, hold on. No, I want to restore that. Thank you very much, because I need this. So I've just realized something. This. Oh, thank goodness! I thought I hadn't saved it because it took me. I had to watch the entire thing for this. That was a small preview, but this is going into the description. Before the credits. There we go. Oh. Angled brackets aren't allowed. Well, fuck you. Why aren't angled brackets allowed? When did I put in an angled bracket? The fuck is an angled bracket? Can I not save? What's wrong? This thing's highlighted. Does that have to be a different time? Where's the angled bracket? Oh, look, I'll work this out, alright, guys. I'll work it out. But the Fred Guy Dev commentary is starting very soon. And I will be here for the whole hour, hopefully, in chat, adding to all the discussion. Fred Guy should be as well. We're going to be going now because it's starting. So I'm just going to fade out the music and enjoy this music. So if you guys have enjoyed, do leave a like. It is very much appreciated. Subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of all the notifications coming. Of what? Of the notifications to be notified of all the streams and premieres just like this one. I've only got 1 minute 40 seconds. Precision. Yeah. All of the things you guys are saying in chat. Keep stuff. Links in description. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Hopefully I'll see you with Fred in the premiere very soon. Stay hydrated.